Hi guys, I am back with another one. I'm back with a mini series this time. I'm doing a review of a mini series called The MABASO's Family Reunion. It's a South African series that is being played on Netflix currently, and I think it's in the number one spot currently. So, guys, it's not a fluke that it's on number one as I check it now today. It's because it's very nice, guys. I will just start off by just going through the cast, which is very, very nice. I must say, it's a mix of old and new. Which the main character obviously is Lerato Mvelase, whom is playing a role as a elder sister to who have two brothers and one younger sister. And the second person is Tulani Ntweni, who we all know he played as Bongani on Gomorrah, guys, and he really nailed his character on this one too. I think that is one of those actors that are very, very undermined and underrated. He's very, very good, guys. He knows what he's doing with his beard. Obviously, we all know how he roll, and on this one, he really nailed it. And another person who really acted on this one was Natasha Tehane. I think she really wanted to just clear the air with everything that has been going on in her life to show that she's still talented. And indeed, she showed that she's very, very, very much talented on this one, because on acting for her, honestly, I wasn't really seeing a full potential, but this time around I think she really did a great job. Another person who acted on this one is Bonko Koza. We all know that he acted on a series that was very nice. I just forgot the name. It was Diary of Something, and it was also very nice. And here he also nailed the cast. Honestly, he fitted in like a glove on this cast. As he played this role, he really nailed his role. And the last main person who acted on this movie was Jerry Mofokeng. We all know him from Sarafina. He acted as some sort of a policeman back then. And even here, he really nailed the role. For those who know him, obviously, they will know that he's a person who's a bit older now. And he really nailed his role. You can tell that it's experience on him. And here he was acting as a pastor. So I will just start off with him because that's where episode one started. He was a pastor who was not really a good pastor, as he was trying to persuade old ladies to sort of sign on in insurances so that he can feed off them by making them sign documents and take the money, guys. So that's what he was doing. As the movie started, obviously he was being chased by one of the person's daughter, who was coming to claim that the money was taken by him, and he was busy preaching in his church, guys. And obviously, the mother of the Mabaso family was very old, and as I have give you all the cast of those Lerato Mvelase, Tulane Ntweni, Natasha Tehane, and Bonko Koza. They were all her children, and they were all having their own struggles. I will start with Lerato Mvelase. Obviously, it was shown on episode one that she was having an issue that she couldn't keep any relationship, as she was sleeping with her best friend's uh, husband, which was very nasty from her, as she was very close with that friend, and she was really doing her duty up until she fell pregnant. So at the start, it shows that she was pregnant and very, very worried. And when she told the so-called husband, he was not having it. He thought that he was gonna be getting some more, and then he was boom, surprised, I'm pregnant, and it didn't sit well with him. He didn't want anything to do with the child. He wanted the child to be aborted, and guys, it was just worse for her. And he even went to an extent of getting her fired, as in her role she was acting as a nurse, and he went and get her fired, which was very ironic because at the same time, Tulani Ntweni, I will just call him Bongani because that's how you all know him. He was also having his own financial problems, as he was a tender guy who, as an activist, he was being given tenders, and this time around, the tender money didn't get in because he didn't do the job, and he was shopping with his children, and he couldn't even pay for the clothes, and he was showing some class that he lived that life, the glamour life, but he had to downgrade now because he didn't have any money, and they even took his car on this story in front of everyone in the funeral. They took his car, they repossessed it, in other words. So another person obviously was Natasha Tehane. She was sort of an actress. She was acting as an actress, and she also got fired as well because there was a tape that was leaked by a so-called boyfriend. He leaked the tape where she was doing the deeds with him, and the brands, they were like, you know what, we can't associate ourselves with such a person, so we're gonna have to get rid of you. And that's how her life was. So it was also a mess, which take us down to Bongo Koza, who was also having his own issues as a young one. He was busy in the street. That's when we even saw Junior Kanye, that he was also acting on this series. We saw him dancing around. So they were just street guys that were just trying to make it. And funny enough, he's the only one who ended up being the one assisting with his caravan, as he was the only person who was having a vehicle, as the older brother's car was repossessed. So guys, in the start of the movie, obviously, after all the discovery of how all these brothers and sisters were suffering, the mother also died, which made them to be called by Lerato Velasco to say, guys, come home. We have a funeral in our hands that we need to really get down to. And all of them went home, and then that's why they even the name, the reunion, it was just for them to get back together and see if they can organize this funeral, in which at first, obviously, some of them are lying that I have some money, it takes some process. So we all know that a funeral is not cheap, and none of them put their mother on any funeral plan or anything like that, which was very shameful. And on the other hand, the pastor, so-called pastor, had forced her to sign papers before she got a heart attack, and he was busy also just looking for an ID just to also get his 500,000. So he says. So guys, I must say it's a nice, long. I think it's 42 minutes per episode. And I think just to sum up episode one, that's all that has happened, except the fact that when the body arrived to where to their house, they brought the wrong body, and which was very, very sad. It was a white man. And on episode two, that's when they were opening the body, and they discovered that in the legs, side of the body, there was a lot of money, guys. I think it was around 5 million, and all of them were like really shocked that this they brought a body of a white man and with 5 million while we are black, so it's a wrong body, obviously. And then they were trying to figure out that how do we take the body back and get our own body, which honestly, it was dumb of them. But all of them also had in mind that how about we just take this money and take only the body back, which they didn't agree on. They say let's take it back, but then Natasha obviously ended up stealing the money while the car which was carrying the body was being fixed. She stole the money and went and hid it in the scrapyard where the car was being fixed. So obviously when they discovered that the money is not there, it's when they arrived there in the funeral parlor that there is no money, and she also acted surprised as she was also an actor. She didn't want to show that I'm the one who took the money, up until the guy who really owned that body, who wanted that money, was after them and even went to an extent of kidnapping Bongani's child. And it was very, very bad, guys. It was very, very bad that all of them were just very, very worried. First of all, they didn't have the right body. Second of all, the money, they don't have it. Third of all, the owner of the white body, which had the money, was looking for his body and his money, and he was really, really not happy. And I must say that the guy that was acting as the so-called villain was that short guy that used to act with Leon Schuster. I think all of us know him. I just don't know his name. I didn't look it up, which is a bad on my side. But guys, honestly speaking, to sum up, episode two is just them trying to find a way of taking back the money, which obviously Natasha ended up telling them that she had the money, and then they try to take it back, which was also a hassle. But I won't go through the last two episodes. What I can say is that this movie, I've watched it, and in the very beginning, when I started seeing the casket, I just remembered the comedy that is called there's the comedy. Obviously, it was also a comedy, the movie. It was called Death at the Funeral. You can check it up. It's also very funny. It's an American film where they've mixed all the nice stars that they were acting. Also, Kevin Hart, I think he was there. I didn't check it up now, but also Kevin Hart, I remember that he was there, and I think Mike Epps was also there, and there were all the good comedy guys that does comedy. They were there. I just can't remember some of the names, obviously, because I didn't open it up right now. But yes, this movie is very, very similar with that movie in an instant where the body, it was a funeral. They end up putting two bodies in one casket, and obviously because they didn't have a choice, they had to put the two bodies in one casket. And when they were burying, the casket started moving. Also on Death at the Funeral, the same happened. And it's just one little glitch that makes me to feel that they copied, but I love the fact that they made it South African. Guys, I can't stress this more. You have to watch this movie. I really rate it high. I think on the rating, I will give it a 10, but not really a 10 because of what I've just said. I think I can give it an 8. The cast was spot on, the children, the elders, the comedy was on spot, the seriousness where it was needed, they made it serious. It was a nice movie, I must say. And I must give it up for the creators of this movie, which obviously is Mandla N and Mpumelelo Nhlapo. I think on the beginning of this movie, of this review, I was supposed to give them a shout out, which I will start to really want to do, to just give a shout out to these great creators that create these lovely, nice movies, which are very South African, and which obviously when you're sitting with a family you will really enjoy and laugh, especially now in festive season. I think it's well suited for this time, guys. It's a movie that is well suited, and I'm sure that people are really gonna enjoy it and have that break with this series. I mean, I'm keep on saying movie because it's a series that is almost like 4 hours, because it's episode one up until four, and it sound like it's that movie of Death at the Funeral, which was also a bit long. And I think this one they just break it up into a series. But I have a feeling that the way that people will like it, I think they might go in future for episode 5 up until 8 perhaps, because it was very nice and it was cut short. We end up finding out that Lerato Velas is the one who end up with the money, and even went to an extent of changing the coffin to buy a nice one, which we still want to know more details about what she's gonna do with the money, what she's gonna do with the pregnancy, and all the stuff. Whether the guy of the tenders, which is Bongane, what he's gonna do, and what is Natasha Tayana, what is she gonna do about her acting career. So we'll want to know about this family reunion, that can it happen again in future, and then we see where it goes. So that's it for this one, guys. As I said, this one is a definitely yes for you guys to go check it out and watch it and enjoy it. Cheers.